This is a different style video, but this is my problem with bonelab. So my first problem is the physics. Alright, just jumping right in, it's the physics. If you haven't played any physics games before, which I have, I've played Blade and Sorcery, I played Boneworks even, when I don't have a PC VR headset, but my friend does, and I've played it over there. So, but this game cranks it up a lot compared to those other games. Even if you have played other physics-based games, those will not help you. I was constantly getting stuck in this wall. Even in my last video, I was getting stuck in it. And my hand was getting stuck when I was trying to walk through doors because I didn't move it after trying to climb the gate or something. It was completely a mess. Like, a huge mess. There was no avoiding it. It just happened. And if you're new to VR and you haven't played these physics games, it's gonna be even worse for you. Like, I got my friend to play it, and he was going insane. He quit 3 times, and then 10 minutes later was like, I wanna try that again. So, but he kept on quitting until eventually I helped him through the level. But it just was very, very difficult to get past a few levels in the campaign. Speaking of campaign, that's where another one of my issues comes in. The storyline is very, very weak here. There's really none. The only way that you'll actually understand a little bit of storyline is if you pick up clipboards, which I barely saw any. I only saw 2 my entire playthrough. And I know for a fact there's a lot more than 2 clipboards for storyline. So that's not good. Maybe I just wasn't looking hard enough, but it was mainly just because I didn't want to find them. Because I didn't feel like reading them in VR. I don't feel like reading in the real world, so why would I want to read in VR, right? But I just didn't get any storyline. It was just a sandbox that never ended, basically. Granted, when it finally ended, I was sad because I had a lot of fun playing it. You start off hanging yourself, which is probably a problem for a lot of people. I wish there was a way to skip, and that's another issue. It's another problem. And I'm going to include that in this campaign problem. Just because. But, so, it starts off, you have to hang yourself. A noose flies in your face and you have to hang yourself. Now, I wasn't able to post that part because I try to stay as child-friendly as possible. Which I can't always do because the game has another problem, which is my next issue that I'll talk about. But, then you fall into a cave, and that's just the opening. That's just getting you used to the physics-based stuff. And then you have to do a bunch of stuff in the hub, which is another issue, which I'll get to in a minute. But after you do something, then you can finally start it. And once you finally start it, is actually where my video from yesterday started. As soon as you finally can start the actual campaign, is where my video started. And that part was fine. I did die a few times, but I got through it. Which is actually one of my props that I give to Stress Level 0. They make it to where it's a hard game. There's puzzles in it. And that is really hard to beat, you know? You really have to use your brain power in it. And I liked it, but I didn't like how the physics still work. This is going back to the physics now. My feet got stuck in stuff. Like, I couldn't spin a wheel because my hand would be on the wrong side, and when I would move my hand back, it would twist the wheel back, which you can actually see also in the footage, which I should be playing on the screen now. Hopefully I remember to do this because I'm the one sadly editing all of this. But it was annoying. And then after I got past some of those physics hiccups, I couldn't open a crate. Now this wasn't in my original playthrough. This was in when I had to replay it, which I will talk about. That'll be my last issue. But really, it was really annoying because I couldn't open the crate. I don't have any footage of this, but I couldn't open the crate with the gun. Which, this is the crate I'm talking about, by the way. It should be on the screen now. I just couldn't open it. I had to restart my game. I went back. I couldn't open it. Restarted my game again. I couldn't open it. 10 times I had to restart my game. That is a big issue with the physics. Back to the campaign now. There's no story development. It's a sandbox, basically, again. And at the end, you get to where the place that you got hung at. And I thought that this was going to be like, oh, finally going to get some storyline. Nope. You get to grab guns and shoot people just like the entire rest of the game. My favorite part of the game was that very, very ending when you had to get in a car and drive around in circles. That was my favorite part of the campaign because I got to finally sit down after 7 hours almost of playing the game. On to issue number 2 though. 3. The intenseness. There's a lot of blood in this game. You punch someone, blood goes everywhere, even more than Blade and Sorcery. That was a quick one. On to number 4, because I'm running out of time here. I don't have much time left. But this next one was pretty bad. After you finally are done with that little intro bit, and you get put into the hub, well, you have to play one of every single modes. You have to play a sandbox. You have to play an arena. You have to do attack truck. You have to do parkour. You have to download a mod and do an experimental. All before you can finally start the actual campaign. I know. Granted, if you watch some speedruns, you will see that there is a way to get past it, which I actually did coming into the next one. And the next one is the fact that I had to restart the entire game. So I was almost done with the game. I was about to get to the place where I would go back to the place that hung me. I was almost there, and I was stuck in the loading screen. I reset the game, and it asked me to create a new game. I reset it again, new game. Reset it one more time, new game. 10 more times after that, and asked me to do a new game. I waited 2 hours for it to just quickly, hopefully, get everything back. Let it charge up because it was almost dead. I thought maybe the battery was an issue. I put the headset on and I loaded. It asked me to create a new game. Still, I had to reset everything that I had done, and I was almost done with the game. I had about half an hour to an hour left of the almost 7-hour campaign. I was so frustrated. After that, I took it off and I had to wait. I waited an entire day to restart the game. When I finally did, the good thing about it was I knew what to do for most of it, so it was a lot quicker. And I didn't have to do all of the modes because I didn't know that little secret. So those are my problems with bonelab. Does this mean I will not play bonelab ever again? Not at all. I still play it now after all those issues have passed. It's still currently my favorite VR game that I've ever played. And it's not the best for people that have never played VR, because if you don't have your VR legs, you're gonna fall down, you're gonna throw up. You're not gonna have a good time. But if you have played physics-based games before, if you have played intense games before, if you have played a lot of VR games before, if you consider yourself a VR veteran, then this game, while still being challenging, because I know a lot of YouTubers who have said, as a VR veteran, that the game is still very difficult, but it is doable, more doable than if you've never played VR before. So just be careful with that, and I will continue to be making videos on bonelab, and I might go back to Blade and Sorcery, I don't know yet. On my quest I had to uninstall Blade and Sorcery to get bonelab, but I might get it back, I don't know. But currently the only game I actually have installed is bonelab, because the fact that I want to record videos of it, and I don't want to have like a little bit of space, because together they take up most of the space on the headset. But, so be careful if you think you're newer to VR, try not to get motion sick. And just, if you do end up getting the game, have fun, and continue watching, because I will have more bonelab videos on the channel. Goodbye.